Parmasters, we believe that we can help you become a better golfer in hitting the ball straight and in getting consistent, predictable results. The primary purpose of this workshop is to understand and demonstrate the simplest, most accurate way to hit a golf ball. We'll be covering 6 main topics. The traditional golf swing explained. Why it's so difficult to get consistent, predictable results with that swing. The simplest, most accurate way to golf. How to learn straight line golf. 4 takeaways to help you improve your game today. And the next steps from here. So with all the effort that we've put into studying, reading, lessons, training, golf videos, training aids, and more, why is it that we don't seem to improve as much as we would like? The answer lies in the complexities and mistaken beliefs of the traditional golf swing. There are 3 parts to this first segment. A brief history, 5 complex rotary motions with a dual access grip, and high-tech club design versus classic design. Today's presenter has played professional golf in the United States, Canada, Australia, and Asia. He has 22 course records and played at his peak to 7 shots below scratch, what's known as a +7 handicap. He's had 19 holes in one and 8 double eagles so far. He's a master player, master teacher, has taught golfers of all skill levels for more than 30 years, and is the world's foremost single-axis or straight-line golf expert. Let me introduce you to Parmasters co-founder and chief golf professional, Scott Hazeltine.
Let's start with a brief history of the golf swing. The earliest golfers grabbed this golf club, wrapped their hands around it, created a full 90-degree angle between the golf shaft and their forearm. Then a guy by the name of Harry Varden came along, did an overlapping grip, and created about a 45-degree angle. From there, we're going to show you the natural evolution of the golf stroke to where we created a 0-degree angle. But for right now, let's go back to that 45-degree angle. So let's look at this finger grip. As soon as you hold the golf club in the fingers, this creates a culprit and a major problem in the golf swing. Here's why. You have a 2-axis, 4-lever primary power system. As I hold it in the finger, I create an angle between the golf shaft and my forearm. This is one axis, the arm is the second axis. The shaft is going to bend, it's going to twist, that's a lever. When you hold it in the fingers, your hand becomes a lever, your forearm is a lever, and the upper arm is a lever. Now there's a very simple scientific principle. It's scientifically impossible to rotate a 2-axis system on the same plane. So as I bend over to a golf ball, have this angle, take the golf club straight back and straight up, you see I'm in a position where I can't produce power. I have to rotate it a full 90 degrees to get it on plane to start to come down. Now as I start to come down, what happens is the 2-axis tries to align itself. So unless I move my body upwards and backwards the right amount, I'm not going to hit the golf ball. If I don't move upwards and backwards at all, I'm going to drive the golf club into the ground. Anybody ever hit a chunk shot? And if I move upwards and backwards too much, I'm going to either miss the ball or hit it on top of the ball. Anybody ever hit a top shot? And if I time that perfectly, now my club face is still open, so I have to pronate my forearm and my hand to try to square the golf club up. So there's incredible amounts of complexity in that golf stroke because your upper body is rotating on one plane. Your arm is moving on a second plane that's different than the shoulder plane. Because the golf club is out here on the fingers, your hand is out here on a 3rd plane. The golf club is out here on a 4th plane, and because the golf club face rotates around the hosel, the club face is on a 5th plane. So what you have is 5 simultaneous rotary motions while your body center is moving upwards and backwards, and because the golf ball stays on the club face for 5/10,000ths of a second, less than 3/4 of an inch, and impact and separation are different, you only have 2 degrees of club face air to try to keep the ball in play. Not hit it where you want it to go, that's just to keep it on the golf course. Pretty incredibly difficult task if you ask me. And so this is why people slice, is because this grip creates an outside to in, slicing, scooping swing, and when you do that, you're going to hit a slice. And add to that, golf club manufacturers who try to design golf clubs that cure your slice, you have huge inconsistencies. Remember the slicing, scooping swing that I just talked about? As the golf club comes out and across, the leading edge of the club face is typically the heel of the club. So as you're coming across your body here, that leading edge of the club face, that heel is going to strike the golf ball about 50% of the time. Now, depending on the golf club that you have, your ability to hit it straight is going to be determined by the length of the lever of the golf club and how it performs where you strike it on the club face. You notice that if I hold this golf club straight up, I can hit it right in the center of the face and it goes straight back and straight through, but if I hit it out toward the toe or out toward the heel, it begins to twist on me a little bit. High-tech golf club manufacturers know that people have problem hitting the ball straight and they typically hit slices, and so what they do is they design high-tech golf clubs. Okay. A high-tech golf club simply has a longer lever arm, heavy heel and heavy toe weighting, and by doing that, you create a golf club that has a twisting over through impact with your slicing, scooping swing. It's designed to flip over when you hit it on the heel area. But when you hit it in the center of the club face, you still have the inconsistencies of your swing, so you hit slices. When you hit it on the high toe, you have huge banana balls. So the high-tech golf club will typically have a shot dispersion off the high toe to the low heel of over 80 yards. Now the reason I know this is there was a test in Golf Digest where they took a high-tech golf club and a classic blade, and what they did is they hit it in the center of the gravity, that sweet spot, a mathematical point that doesn't really exist. They hit it right there in the center of the club face, and you know what? The golf ball goes the distance in the direction that you expect. But when you hit it out here toward the high toe, with a perfect golf swing, this heavy toe weighting dipped down and underneath. The ball went 30 yards to the right of your target. As you went off the low heel, the heavy toe weighting flipped over and went up to 50 yards to the left of the target. So you have a shot dispersion of 80 yards with a perfect golf swing. So with the classic blade, we have a more even weight distribution, and because of that, when you use that same true temper swing machine with that perfect path, perfect face angle, perfect club face, and you hit in the center of gravity, you know what? You hit it the distance and the direction that you would expect. But when you hit this club on the low heel, what happens is it doesn't flip over, and so the golf ball will only go about 20 yards to the left of your target. When you hit it off the high toe, it'll only go about 15 yards to the right of the target. So this golf club is actually over 2 times as accurate as a high-tech club. And the reason for that, there's a very simple equation. Torque is equal to force times the lever length. The longer the lever arm, the more twisting there is due to ball impact. And you know what? You can never become more accurate than the design of your golf club.